Lina,
Yes.
Mahesh, Navneesh. Let's start with our discussion. So remember our previous topic discussion on Fortinet Firewall box. Now we can start our first topic. It's called introduction and initial configuration. But before start our first topic, introduction and initial configuration in Fortinet. Guys, please tell me, do you have any idea about firewall device? What is firewall exactly? Any idea? Ahmed?
Firewall is a device which is mainly introduced for packet inspection.
Packet inspection. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, apart from routing and other stuff. And this next generation firewall added multiple benefits or multiple advantage
Okay.
like IPS and antivirus.
These are the next generation firewall features, right?
Correct.
Okay. Bhaskar, Leena, Mahesh, Ahmed.
Yes, we can
About
say
firewall.
is a system used to manage a network between the network.
Okay. Okay. Leena.
Sir, firewall is a network device which forward traffic to the network
Mhm.
with web filter policies application with the UTM filter.
UTM, it's a feature. It's a feature. Okay. Okay, let's start our discussion. Okay, everyone, please turn off your mic. If you have any question, you can unmute. Okay. So firewall is what, guys? Firewall is it's like a router. Okay, don't confuse me. Firewall is just like a router. Okay, just like a router. For example, you can configure routing on router, right? Routing feature. Yes, you can configure on firewall, no problem. You can configure NAT option for translation. You can configure on firewall device. You can configure VPN for site-to-site connectivity or for remote access connectivity. Yes, you can configure on firewall. So firewall is just like a router. Okay, it's just like a router. But in what firewall we have? We have some advanced feature which router cannot provide you. So we have some advanced features like next generation firewall feature. I will tell you what is next generation firewall feature. But firewall is just like a router. You can say firewall is a system. You can say firewall is a system or group of system that manage access between networks. So in firewall, you can discuss these network term. For example, inside network, outside network, and DMZ network. Any idea about DMZ network? What is inside? Inside, it means what? Inside, I'm using for my private network. Ruchika, can you hear me?
Yes, sir, I can hear you now.
Okay, okay. So what is inside network exactly on firewall, in firewall? This is a term, okay? You can use any name here, no problem. You can use your name, but here in firewall, we are using a keyword for, you can say, okay, like inside, outside, DMZ. So what is this inside network? For example, here is a firewall device, any firewall device, not only Fortinet. You can go with any firewall device because firewall is a common term for any vendor. Firewall is a common term. So here we have a firewall device, and this side is your LAN network, your private network. So you can say it's your inside network. This is called what? You can say it's your inside network. Okay, we have another portion. This portion is called what? This portion is called outside. You can say outside network portion. You can say public portion. You can say internet side. So you can see this is a small topology with private network. See, here we have a private network and public network. Clear my point? Ahmed, Amit.
Yes, yes.
Yes,
Now,
sir.
so I can go with inside network. I can go with outside network. But what is the use of DMZ network? Any idea?
If I guess, like DMZ will be, you will be hosting your servers, which should be accessed outside. I mean, through public network.
Okay,
I
so
think
why
that
it's
is
required? Yes, yes, Amit, you're right. But why it's required? Because see, guys, what I see, why it's required DMZ network. For example, this portion, see. For example, this side is your LAN side. Wait, this is your firewall device, and so this is a switch. And in your inside network, or you can say in your private network, you have multiple servers. For example, multiple servers. Your web server, your SMTP server, DNS server, okay, FTP server, some computers, LAN computers, and some confidential servers, some company confidential servers you have in your private network, in your inside network. So you can do this, no problem. See what? See, we need to discuss why DMZ network is required. Okay, why DMZ term is required here. So I'm telling you. So these are what? These are the web server, for example, web server. I told you it's a DNS server, SMTP server. This is your FTP server. Now, I need to allow some traffic into this topology. I need to allow some traffic from outside. For example, outside users, outside machine, they can access web services. Outside user, outside machine, they can access FTP services. They can access SMTP services. So to allow traffic from outside to inside, I need to create policy. How to create policy? It's a different task. Okay, on each and on each vendor, you can configure your policy to allow your traffic. How to create? We'll discuss in Fortinet. We will discuss how to create policy. But my point is what you can create policy to allow your traffic from outside to inside network. No problem. In policy, what you can define in policy, you can define source is coming. For example, any source can access this web server. For example, 200.10. So what you can define in your policy, anyone can go and hit, or any specific IP address can come and hit onto this firewall device and can communicate only with web servers. So in policy, if you remember ACL, everyone, ACL configuration. So in ACL configuration, you can define your source and your destination IP address, your service or protocol number, right? So as based on your ACL number, your device can take a decision. So this source IP address is coming, and he's coming from outside, and he can communicate with web server, only with web server, because as per your policy, he can communicate only with web servers and can use web services, no problem. But into this topology, into the scenario, traffic is coming from outside network. Traffic is coming from untrusted network. That is the issue. So it may be possible it can compromise other devices because traffic is coming from untrusted network. It may be possible. It can try to compromise other devices like DNS, SMTP, or some company confidential servers. So that is the issue you can face into your topology, into your network. So what we can do, we can create a separate zone here. For this solution, what we can do, we can create a separate zone. This zone is called what? DMZ zone. So I can put these servers like web servers, SMTP, DNS, and these servers I can put in a separate zone. I can create a DMZ zone. It's called demilitarized zone. And here we have multiple servers like web server, DNS server, SMTP server, FTP server. So this time traffic is coming from outside. It's going to hit on your firewall box. But now as per your configuration, your firewall is going to redirect. This traffic onto this DMZ network. Okay, so what you can do, why we are creating DMZ network, we can put these servers in a separate zone, because these servers I want to allow for my outside users. So outside user can come. Okay, they can come from untrusted network, no problem. And they can go onto the DMZ. Your firewall will redirect this traffic onto the DMZ network. So outside user, outside machine, they cannot communicate with your LAN network. That is the scenario. Clear my point, everyone?
Yes, clear.
So now see, so this is what we required DMZ network. It's called demilitarized zone. See, it's a common term, everyone. Okay, you can go with Fortinet, you can go with PALO ALTO. It's a term you can say. Now, if you talk about firewall technique, see, firewall is a technique, And for firewall technique, we have multiple vendors in the market. If you check Gartner report, for example, see, if you check Gartner report, it's an old report, but you can download a new one. You can go onto the Gartner website. You can fill some information, then you can download latest information for next generation firewall. But see, these are the vendors. See, these are the vendors in the market for next generation firewall. These are the vendors. Gartner divided all the vendors into the categories. Okay, so we have a leader in the market, we have challenger in the market, nice player, and visionaries. Now, leader, you can see Palo Alto, Firewall, Fortinet, Checkpoint. These are the leader in the market right now. Cisco is not a leader because of Cisco FTD, Cisco Firepower Threat Defense. So our focus is on what? Fortinet. So Fortinet is a leader in the market for Fortinet, Palo Alto, and Checkpoint Firewall box. Now we need to discuss some other terms in firewall technology. For example, here we can discuss every firewall will use this technique. It's called stateful firewall technique. Any idea about stateful firewall technique? What is stateful firewall?
I think connections.
Yes, Amit.
Connections, will be there once the communication happens between inside to outside or
Okay.
outside to inside.
Any other? Mahesh?
Actually, it is maintain stateful is maintain a state table where it is contain that incoming and outgoing request. Once suppose I request for outside one google.com, firewall will be create one table for this particular request. Once my request is returned to me, that based on that table, it will give me the result. I think.
Yes. See, firewall. See everyone. Firewall is a stateful device. If you talk about router is a stateless device. So why firewall is a stateful device? Okay, let's talk about stateful firewall technique. See, everyone. So for stateful firewall technique, I'm going with Cisco ASA. Okay, Cisco ASA firewall box I'm using as an example. Okay, Cisco ASA. So here we have a Cisco ASA firewall device. This side is your private network. You can say your LAN side network, and this portion is what? Outside network. So inside, see, this is fast Ethernet 0/0. This is fast Ethernet 0/1, for example. Now, if you in Cisco ASA, here we have some predefined keyword in Cisco ASA. For example, if you go onto this interface, and if you type INSIDA only in Cisco ASA. If you talk about other vendor, no. Okay, so in Cisco ASA, if you type this predefined keyword, inside keyword, so automatically this interface will get a security level. Interface will get a security level 100. Security level range is in between 0 to 100. So automatically this interface will get a higher number. Now you can go on to this interface, for example, 0/1, and onto this 0/1, you can type any name, your name, my name, anything. For example, I'm using this keyword outside. If I'm using this keyword outside, so automatically this interface will get a security level 0 automatically. Now in Cisco ASA, traffic is by default allow from higher security level to lower security level in Cisco ASA. No need to configure any policy or any rule, something. Okay, no. In Cisco ASA, by default, we have a concept. Traffic is allowed from higher security level to lower security level. Higher security level to lower security level. So for example, this inside machine, here we are using 192.168.10.10. This inside machine is trying to communicate with 8.8.8. So here on outside, we have a server 8.8.8. So this inside machine is trying to communicate with 8.8.8. So this traffic is going to hit onto the firewall device. This traffic will go and hit onto the firewall device. Then what firewall can verify? Firewall can verify, okay, this traffic is coming from higher security level, right? Traffic is coming from higher security level and trying to go on to the lower security level. And as per default policy, default rule, traffic is by default allowed from higher security level to lower security level. So traffic is traveling, no problem. because traveling from higher to lower. So traffic is traveling. Traffic is traveling through the uplines. Now, when traffic is traveling through the uplines, then firewall will maintain the state of connection in a table, and this table is called state table. You can say connection table. No problem. Okay, they all are same. Okay, state table, connection table. So what it can maintain in connection table or in state table, your firewall. Wait. So firewall will maintain source IP information, source port number information, destination IP, destination port number. So as per our topology, the scenario, our source IP address is what? 192.168.10.10. Okay, and source port number. So let's take a random port number, for example, 52,000. Now, destination IP. So destination IP address as per this discussion 8.8.8.8. And now destination port number. So for example, he's trying to access port number 23. So this traffic is traveling. This traffic is traveling through the firewall device. Now firewall will maintain the state of connection in a table. It's called connection table. Clear my point? Ahmed, Mahesh, Amit, Bhaskar, Leena, Rajneesh, Ruchika.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes,
Now,
sir.
now what about return traffic? See, with this 8.8.8 will give the reply, right? So what about return traffic? So if this outside machine, if return traffic is coming, wait. If return traffic is coming and going to hit onto this firewall interface, so you can see, guys, as per our discussion, onto this interface, we have a security level 0. I told you. Traffic is by default allowed from higher security level to lower security level. But if traffic is traveling from lower to higher, everything is denied. So now this 8.8.8 will give the reply. Reply will go and hit onto this interface, and you can see onto this interface here we have a security level 0. We have a security level 0. Now traffic is not allowed, right? But see, when any traffic is going to hit onto the firewall device, then firewall will check, is this traffic is a part of my any existing connection? Firewall will verify. For this traffic information, firewall will check his state table. Is there any entry available for this traffic? So firewall can verify, okay, this packet is coming from 8.8.8. Okay, and this reply is for 192.168.10.10. Okay, this traffic was initiated from the inside network, and it's just a reply packet. It's not initiated from the outside. It was initiated from the inside network. Okay, and this is just a reply packet. So firewall can verify it is state table information and can check, okay, 8.8.8. Yes, I have entry. This reply is for 192.168.10.10. Port number it can check, and then it will allow the traffic. So my point is what? When traffic is traveling through the appliance, firewall will maintain the state of connection in a table. This table is called connection table or a state table. When the return traffic will come, firewall will check the packet information in connection table. If there is any entry, it's allow, otherwise it's a drop. So this technique is called stateful firewall technique, and it's a common technique for any firewall device. Leena, clear? Rajneesh, clear? Ruchika?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So,
Okay.
sir, what about the stateless?
See, stateless router is a stateless device, Ahmed. Okay, router is a stateless device. So router is not maintaining any state of connection. Firewall is stateful device. Yes, Mahesh, any question?
Yeah, so this functionality will be happen in every firewall, right? Not
Yes.
only in ASA.
Yes, it's a common technique. See, it's a firewall technique, you can say.
Okay,
It's a
not
firewall
about this
technique.
manufacturing.
Yes, it's a firewall technique, and this is a common technique.
This security label is also by default in every route, every firewalls like 100 to 0 and 0 to 100 is about.
In Cisco ASA,
No, in every firewall, right?
please listen carefully. I told you,
Okay.
I'm talking about ASA only.
Okay, this 0 to
yes,
100 functionality is in ASA only, right?
Yes, exactly. Security level is related with only ASA. That's what I'm telling you.
But connection table is maintaining by every stateful firewall.
Exactly. Yes. See, connection table, it's a common term. Stateful
Okay.
firewall technique, it's a common term.
Okay.
ASA firewall box I'm using to describe this stateful.
Okay. Okay. Got it. Thank you.
Rajneesh, any question? Ruchika, any question? Bhaskar, any question?
Yes.
Okay, now
No, sir.
Let's talk about next technique. Okay, so here we can discuss. See, here we can discuss next technique. It's called transparent firewall. Transparent firewall. So again, it's a common term. Transparent firewall. It's a common term for any firewall device. For any firewall device like Cisco, Fortinet, Palo Alto, Checkpoint. So if you remember, guys, I told you transparent firewall box. It's called what? It's called layer 2 firewall, right? Remember our topic discussion? Layer
Yeah,
2.
yeah.
Yes.
So I will explain this transparent firewall topic in our Fortinet firewall training. No problem. We'll discuss here. But see, it's a common term. Again, I'm talking about common technique. So transparent firewall box, it's a common term for any next generation firewall box or for any firewall device. Now let's focus on Fortinet now. We can go on to the Fortinet and we can start our first topic. It's called introduction and initial configuration. Wait. So this Fortinet training, it's related with NSC program. If you go with the Fortinet, so we have certification, multiple certifications. See here we have, it's called NSC program. Like in Cisco, we have CCNA, CCNP, CCIE. In Checkpoint, we have CCSA, CCSE. In Palo Alto, you have PCNSA, PCNSE. So in Fortinet, this certification program is called NSC program. It's called Network Security Expert Program. It has 8 level of certifications. Let me show you. You can check here. NSC 1 to NSC 8. So you can go with these certifications. NSC 1, NSC 2, NSC 3. These 3 certifications are totally free. Lena, any idea about NSC 1, NSC 2, NSC 3?
I have done, sir, 1 and 2, but 3 is not done.
Okay. Ruchika?
No, sir, I haven't done any of
See,
these.
what you can do, guys, for NSC 1, NSC 2, NSC 3 certifications, Amit, you can go on training.fortinet.com. You can open training.fortinet.com. You can watch some video. You can attend some question. It will hardly take 1 hour to pass NSC 1, NSC 2, NSC 3 certification. It will hardly take 1 hour or 2 hours max. So these 3 certifications are totally free. Totally free. Now our training is related with NSC 4. After NSC 4, Fortinet firewall box, you can go for some advanced training. For example, you can go for NSC 5. And in NSC 5, you can focus on Forti Analyzer, Forti Manager. You can go for NSC 6. You can go for NSC 7. See, I'm certified in NSC 4, NSC 5, and NSC 7. Okay, and our focus is on NSC 4. Now let's talk about some firewall feature. So firewall feature need to review. So I'm a routing switching administrator, for example. I'm a routing switching administrator, and now I want to deploy a firewall device in my organization, for example. So before purchase a firewall box, before buy a firewall device, you need to review some feature. For example, you can say these are the requirement. So firewall feature need to review. The first feature you can review, it's called architecture. So every vendor has its own architecture. Okay. For example, Checkpoint firewall box. Checkpoint firewall box. In Checkpoint is what? It's a software-based firewall device. It's a software base. What you can do, you can download Gaia operating system. You can go on to Checkpoint website. You can download this Gaia operating system, and this operating system you can install on any machine. For example, you can install on your laptop, you can install on your desktop, and your laptop or desktop you can use as a complete firewall device. It's a Checkpoint architecture. So every vendor has its own architecture, okay, like Palo Alto, Fortinet. So you need to review some architecture first before purchase of firewall device. So prefer a software firewall box that you can install on a new or existing PC, or you can go with a dedicated appliance. You can go with a dedicated appliance, no problem. Next, you need to review, it's called number of sessions. For example, if I'm working in a big network, So I cannot go with the entry level firewall series, right? Let me show you the entry level firewall. These are the series of firewall device in Fortinet. In Fortinet, for example, we have some entry level firewall device like Fortinet 30 to 90 series of the firewall device. These are the entry level firewall box. Okay, mid range 100 to 900 series, high end appliance 1000, 3000, 6000. And yes, we have some changes base 5000 and 7000. So these are what? These are some Fortinet product. For example, if I'm working with in a small network, so I can go with entry level firewall device. For example, I'm working with 100 computers, 50 computers. So I can go with entry level appliance. So each appliance has limited number of session it will support. For example, wait. So here we have option sessions. How many concurrent firewall session does firewall need to support? So again, my point is what? In a large network, I cannot go with entry level firewall device. So for number of session, guys, what you can do, you can check data sheet. You can check what data sheet for every Fortinet series. Now you can go for the next feature. It's called VPN. For example, in my organization, they are working with site-to-site connectivity. They are working with IPsec option. They are working with remote access configuration. So can I configure? Can I use VPN feature onto this vendor? I'm not talking about Fortinet. I'm not talking about Fortinet. I'm talking about it's a common term. Okay, for example, VPN can I configure on, for example, IPsec VPN or remote access VPN? Can I configure? So I need to review. Next option is called integration. What does integration means? For example, in my organization, I have some servers. I want to integrate my firewall device with remote authentication servers like Radius, TechX server, or Exchange Mail server, or SharePoint collaboration server. So I want to integrate my firewall device. So can I integrate my servers with firewall device like Fortinet, like PALO ALTO? In case if I want to manage this firewall device through CLI or through graphical page, can I manage? Okay, in case if I want to manage firewall device through SSH, through Telnet, through SNMP, is it possible? Can I manage this? And if you have multiple Fortinet firewall box, not Fortinet, if you have multiple firewall device, for example, if you go with Cisco FTD, it's a Cisco next generation firewall. So if you have Cisco FTD, so to manage multiple Cisco FTD in Cisco, we have a centralized appliance. It's called FMC, Firepower Management Center. In Palo Alto, if you want to manage multiple Palo Alto firewall device, so you need a centralized box. It's called Panorama. Okay. In Fortinet, if you have multiple Fortinet firewall device, so you can go with Forti Manager. You can go with Forti Manager. In case if you have checkpoint firewall box, for example, checkpoint firewall box. So to manage multiple checkpoint gateway, you can say multiple checkpoint gateway. You can go with checkpoint management. It's called checkpoint management, or you can say SMS server, system management server. So in every vendor, we have this option, centralized management. For example, if you have multiple firewall box, multiple branch office, and you want to manage all the branch office, all the firewall device on a from a centralized location, you can do this. In every vendor, we have an option.
Sorry to interrupt you, sir.
Yes.
We can manage or we can just monitor with this like firewall analyzer is there, Panorama is there, FMC is there. We can just monitor, or we can do modification from the centralized option also.
See, these devices we are using for modification. It's a Mahesh, right? Yes,
Yeah.
Mahesh. It's your question. See, these devices we are using for all options like modifications, for logs. For example, in Fortinet, we are talking about Fortinet, right? So in Fortinet, you can go with Forti Manager. So Forti Manager device you can use as a Forti Manager, and if you enable service, so you can use your Forti Manager device as a Forti Analyzer also. Okay, Forti Analyzer also. But here we have a separate appliance for log information. Forti Analyzer we are using for logs, right? So we can use a separate device for logs. But in case if you want to use your Forti manager as a Forti analyzer, so you can go for the log information, and for configuration, yes, you have a Forti manager feature. For configuration, for delete, for management, you can say. Management means what? Everything you can configure.
Modification we can do or configuration we can do from
Management
this
what? Management means what? You can
configuration,
do
like
anything. Yes.
anything,
Delete,
yeah.
add.
Yeah.
Clear now?
So I suppose I am having 100 branches, and in every branches there is one. I'm having 114 firewall. So this all 100, all 100 firewalls details I will get through this firewall analyzer, sorry, manager, and I can modify
Manager
for
is
any.
not a firewall device, Mahesh.
Okay, it is a like simulation based
It's
software.
a
Like,
manager. It's a manager. Okay. It's a
so,
device, but it's not a firewall. You can say it's a Forti manager device. It's not a firewall. To manage multiple firewall, we are using Forti manager. So you can say Forti manager. It's not a firewall device.
is it available in the virtual service also, or physical devices only?
Yes, like other vendor, it's available on cloud. It's available as a physical appliance. Yes.
Okay. Okay. Generally, which one is like? Okay. Okay. I got it. Thank you.
Okay. Now, next feature we need to review, everyone. It's called high availability. High availability. So yes.
Yeah. Again, Mahesh here. Sorry.
Yes, Mahesh.
This
Yes,
one option is there. Like second option session. How many concurrent firewall session does the firewall need to support? Like, means what? What is the meaning of this?
For example, if I have an entry level firewall box, okay, I cannot use entry level firewall box in a big network. For example, entry level firewall box can support only 1 lakh sessions, for example.
Okay.
So this firewall box I can use in an entry level network. I cannot go in a big network.
Yeah.
Every firewall will support number of sessions.
Okay. We can say like hierarchy, we can say.
See, it's not a hierarchy. Okay. See, my point is what? For a small network, you are using a lower series of the router, right? For example, if you have a small network, so you can use 1841 series router. So why you're using this router? Because it can support in a small network, right? If I have ISP networks, so I cannot go with the 1841. I can go with the higher series of the firewall box, like a router, for example, ISR, ESR, right? ASR router. Same in firewall term, in firewall, we have my network, I want to go with the failover concept. Failover concept. So can I configure failover or high availability on Fortinet? So these are some feature you need to review as a network administrator before purchase of firewall box, before a buy of firewall box for your organization. Now see, these are the top best firewall box. Okay, you cannot say these are the top best. Okay, we have market, so these are the top leader, you can say. Okay, for example, you can go with a Sonic Wall, you can go with a Checkpoint firewall box, you can go with the Palo Alto, you can go with a Cisco ASA, and our topic is what? Fortinet. Now, if you talk about some history about this Fortinet, so this company was founded in 2000 by two brothers, Ken and Michael. The company first product was FortiGate, but this time if you check Fortinet product in market, so these are the Fortinet product, like FortiGate firewall device, Okay, our topic is what? How to work with a firewall device, but you can see multiple product we have. You can go with 40 Wi-Fi, 40 analyzer, 40 manager, 40 switch, multiple Fortinet product we have. Now let's talk about factory default setting. Now let's talk about this factory default setting. So in case if I have any high-end appliance, for example. So on high-end appliance, we can get a dedicated management port. We have data interfaces, no problem. Data interfaces we can use for LAN network, we can use for DMZ network, we can use for outside network. But if you go with the high-end appliance or mid-range appliance, mid-range model, so you will get a dedicated management port. What you can do, you can connect your laptop. You can connect your laptop or desktop with this management port. You can configure IP address, for example, by default onto this port, we have this IP address 192.168.1.199, same series of IP you can configure onto this machine. And yes, now you can access, because by default onto this port, these services are enabled. It means from this machine, you can ping, you can access through HTTPS, you can access through SSH protocol, no problem. But in case if you have high end or mid-range model, if you have a entry-level firewall box, so in entry-level firewall box, we have only data interfaces. For example, port number 1, port number 2, port number 3, port number 4, port number 5. We have only data interfaces. So in entry-level firewall box, what we can do, you can use your port number 1. You can use your port number 1 in entry-level firewall box. You can use your port number 1 as a management port. Why? Because by default on port number 1, these services are enabled only on port number 1. I will show you in practical. I will show you on port number 1. You can use any interface as any port as a management port, no problem. But on port number 1, by default, these services are enabled. So you can connect your laptop, you can connect your management PC. And by default, we don't have any IP address, so we can configure, we can take a console. We can configure IP address on port number 1, same series of IP address I can configure onto this management PC. I can check my connectivity, then I can manage with graphical page. I can manage with console. I can manage with CLI option, SSH protocol. Default username is admin and password is nothing. Let me show you. Wait. Please wait 5 minutes. Everyone, can you hear me? Amit, Bhaskar, Mahesh, Leena.
Yeah, we are.
So here we have a small topology. For example, wait. I have one FortiGate firewall box. Basic topology, one FortiGate firewall box and one management PC. So this cloud is acting as a management PC. It's my laptop, physical machine. So I can connect port number 1 with this cloud. So I have entry-level firewall box. You can right click, you can start this firewall device, you can take a console. This is a console page. Okay, it's not a SSH or telnet, it's a console. Please wait, this will take time. So simple topology, one FortiGate firewall box and one management PC. This is management PC. So what I will do, I will configure IP address on port number 1. By default, we don't have any IP address on port number 1 in entry level firewall device. But yes, I told you some services are enabled. If you check our slide, so these services are enabled by default on port number 1. Okay, so username is admin, password is nothing. You can press enter, you can set password 123 123 I'm using. Now we are in FortiGate firewall box. Now, if you type question mark, you can see multiple options are there. You can go with the config command, get, show, diagnose, execute, alias, exit, multiple options are there. So let's start our discussion with show command, show system interface. With show system interface, you can verify your interface information. So you can see we have 4 data interface onto this firewall device, 4 data interface, port number 1, port number 2, port number 3, and port number 1. See, on port number 1, these services are enabled by default. By default, if you check on port number 2, nothing is allowed. But on port number 1, these services are enabled. And now you can see, guys, DSCP service is enabled on port number 1. So if you connect your port number 1 with any DSCP server, it can get an IP address automatically. So DSCP service is enabled by default on port number 1. Now I'm trying to configure IP address on port number 1. So for configuration, you can use a config command, config system interface. Now you are in interface mode. Now you can type edit command. So which interface I want to edit? Port number 1. You can press enter. Now set mode static command you can use. Why? Because I want to configure IP address statically. So I need to remove this option, DSCP option. So I'm using set mode static. Now you can configure your IP address with set command, set IP. In my topology, I'm using 192.168.1.190. Into your topology, into your network, you can configure any IP address as per your requirement. But in my topology, I'm using 1.190/24. By default, these services are enabled by default. But in case if you want to enable some services, so command is set allows. You can type question mark. You can see these options are available. So for example, I want to enable HTTP, HTTPS, ping, SSH, you can type, you can press enter. Once you configure anything, so to save this configuration, you can use end command. In Palo Alto, we have commit option. In Cisco, we have WR, right? Here we have what? End command to save our configuration. Now you can verify IP address information with show system interface. So here we have IP address now 192.168.1.190. So I'm trying to verify my connectivity. So this cloud is what? This cloud is my laptop. So I can open command prompt. I can check first my IP address 192.168.1.7. So I have the same series of IP. I can verify my connectivity 192.168.1.190. So before access, you need to verify your connectivity first. So 1.190, and yes, I'm getting reply. If I'm getting reply, so now what you can do, you can open any browser. For example, I'm using Mozilla Firefox. So 192.168.1.190. Username is admin. Password I'm using 123. Password I'm using 123. This is a graphical page, everyone. This is what? A console. This is console, and this is a graphical page. Everyone can hear me? Ahmed, Amit, Bhaskar, Mahesh.
Yes, sir.
Deepika.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so let's take a break. Let's take a break for 5 minutes, then we can continue our topic. Okay, everyone.
Okay, sir.
Okay, sir.
Let's take a break. Okay, we will continue at 6:55. Please turn off your mic, everyone.
Hello. Hello.
Yes.
Yeah.
Practice.
Okay.
Break time.
Okay.
Break time. Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Hello. Hi, everyone. Can you hear me? I'm good.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Rajesh, Ruchika. Okay, let's continue our session now. So this is graphical page, everyone. Okay, wait. Graphical page, and you can see onto this graphical page, we have multiple options like dashboard, security fabric, network tab, system, policy and object, security profile, VPN, user authentication, log and report. So we will work on these tabs, no problem. But let's start our discussion with dashboard first. So dashboard, see guys, we are working with Fortinet VM firewall box. So that's why you can see this name Fortinet VM 64 KVM. If you are working with Fortinet 90E, so you will get name here Fortinet 90E. So we are working with VM firewall box. So it's a VM 64 KVM. Now let's start our discussion with status, this dashboard option. So this is your dashboard, everyone. Dashboard we are using for monitoring. We are using for monitoring, and these options are available by default. These options are available on dashboard. So we can start our discussion with system information. So in system information, you can get some device related information. For example, host name. So here we have a host name 48 VM 64 KVM. In case if you want to change host name, so you can log in. Command is config system global set host name, and host name I want to use firewall 1. To save our configuration in Fortinet, you can use end command. Done. You can refresh your page, and this time you can see host name. It's changed now. Host name is it's a firewall 1. Now this is a firewall serial number and firmware version. So we are working with 6.4.4, build version 1803. Mode of this firewall device, it's a NAT mode firewall device, or you can say L3 firewall device. System time, uptime, when IP unknown, because we didn't configure anything, so it's the unknown. Now, if you have license on your device, in case in your organization, if you have a license on device, so here you can get license information like 40K support license, IPS license, antivirus license, web filtering license. So here you can get date issued and date expired information. Now we are working with VM firewall box. So you can see it's a VM firewall box. We have one CPU. We are utilizing 100% CPU. We have 2 GB RAM. We are utilizing 50% RAM. FortiCloud not supported. Security fabric information you can get here. Administrators information. So right now this admin is managing this FortiGate firewall box through graphical page and through console page. You can see guys, with admin account, we have a profile. It's called super_admin profile. So what is super_admin profile? I will tell you, because we have a separate session on our back. It's called role based access control. So I will tell you how to create multiple administrator, how to create profile, but this is what predefined profile. It's called super_admin. We'll discuss, but now right now you can see we have admin account, and with admin account we have a profile super_admin. So you can get all administrators information, CPU utilization, you can verify memory utilization, you can verify session information. You can select your time. For example, I want to verify CPU utilization after every 1 minute. I want to see after every, for example, after every 24 hours. So you can select your time. Now these options are available by default, but in case if you want to add more information on dashboard, so you can click on add and see multiple options are available. For example, I want to add high availability information. I want to see high availability status. You can click on add. Now you can see HA status mode. So this firewall box, it's not participating in any failover configuration. That's why HA mode is standalone. But you can see, you can verify HA status. For example, I want to verify bandwidth utilization on interfaces. So you can go with interface interface bandwidth. I want to verify bandwidth utilization on port number 4, for example. You can click on add. You can see bandwidth utilization here. So you can add some other information. In case if you want to delete, you can click here. You can click on remove. If you want to delete, you can click on remove. Now let's talk about these options. Let's talk about these options now. So you can see here we have a CLI console. Wait. Here we have a console option. This console, it's the same console, everyone. It's the same console, but this console is available when you have a graphical access. For first time, if you want to manage your firewall device first time, so yes, you need to go with this console option. You can connect a console cable, you can go with this console option. But if you talk about this console, this graphical console, this console is available when you have a graphical access. Otherwise, you cannot access this console option. It's the same. You can type any command, for example, so system interface command you can use, or you can use any command here. Now you can go with the search option. So you can see in every tab, for example, if you click on network tab, you can see multiple options are available. If you click on system, multiple options are available. Okay, policy and object, security profile, VPN. So for example, I'm looking for interface related tab. So you can search. For example, I'm looking for interface related. You can type interface and you can see you have all the options. So I want to go in network interface. You can click, it will automatically redirect on network tab. See, network and interface. So you can search any tab option. Now you can go with full screen mode if you want to exit. So you can click on exit option. Here's a bell icon. So this is a bell icon. So this option can give you the idea about the license. Your firewall is connected or not with FortiGuard server. See, we are working with trial license. So this license will expire in 15 days. After 15 days, what you can do all your lab, but it's only valid for 15 days. After 15 days, what you can do, you can right click, power off, and you can right click, delete, and you can add new Fortinet firewall device into your topology. No problem, you can add. So this image we are using for testing. So yes, you can get license information here. Now you can see here's the option online help. Online help. So if you click on online help, so it will automatically redirect on Fortinet document library. We are working with Fortinet 6.4.4. See, we are working with 6.4.4. So you can get administration guide for 6.4.4. In case if in your organization, if you have 7.0 or any lower version, so you can click on FortiGate. You can get all version information. For example, I have 6.0. You can click. I have 7.0. You can click. You can download your admin guide, new feature information. Clear now, my point? Rajneesh, Ruchika, Leena, Mahesh, Bhaskar, Amit, Ahmed.
Yeah, fine. So thank you.
Yes, sir.
So, sir, what does mean the FortiGate Guard and FortiGate Cloud and Security Fabric?
See,
What's this option?
security fabric, it's related with only Fortinet product. Ahmed, for example, if you are working with, if you have only Fortinet devices, so you can go with the security fabric concept. Okay, I'm only giving you the idea, Ahmed. Security fabric concept you can use when you have only Fortinet product. Clear my point?
Yes. What about FortiGuard or FortiGate?
FortiGuard is a server. Okay, I will tell you about this FortiGuard server in when we'll discuss this option, this tab, FortiGuard. I will tell you.
Okay.
No problem. I'm telling you. See, FortiGuard. See, you in case if you want to download latest signature update, so you need to connect your firewall with FortiGuard server. How to create entry? I will tell you. Give me some time. Okay, I will tell you.
Okay.
What is the next question? What next question?
FortiGate Cloud.
FortiGate Cloud is a separate option. Like, see, we are working with physical appliance. Okay, you can go with a separate FortiGate Cloud. Separate FortiGate Cloud. It's for VM firewall box. Like Palo Alto, like Checkpoint. You can deploy your firewall box in a physical environment. You can deploy your firewall box in a cloud environment. Ahmed. In cloud environment, you can go with the FortiGate Cloud.
Is it related to the deployment?
See, it's related with virtualization. Ahmed. In case if you are working in a virtualized network, virtualization environment, So you can get same firewall device, but it's a FortiGate cloud option. It's called FortiGate cloud.
Actually, how these all are working, interconnected with this fabric and this FortiGate devices.
This is not our task.
I can understand, but simply I'm just asking for my understanding if you're
No, it's
right.
not our task. No. I'm telling you the basic idea. Security fabric you can use if you have a multiple Fortinet product like Fortinet, FortiManager, FortiAnalyzer, FortiSwitch, multiple devices. Right now we are working with single appliance. It's called FortiGate Firewall Box. That's why I'm giving you the basic idea. Security fabric you can use when you have multiple appliances. Clear?
Yes, thank you.
Okay.
On the basic use of that, sir, how actually will
I don't know. Mesh. I don't know. Yeah. Okay. Now you can click on admin. See, here's the option. You can get administrator information. See, administrator information. Now you can see FortiGate VM64. Yes, we are working with FortiGate VM64 KVM and firmware version. We have 6.4.4, build version 1803. Now, in case if you want to restart your firewall device, you can click on system. You can go with reboot option. You can go with the shutdown option, or you can go with the CLI. Network interface, you can click, it will automatically redirect on network tab. See, network and interface. So you can search any tab option. Now you can go with full screen mode if you want to exit. So you can click on exit option. Here's a bell icon. So this is a bell icon. So this option can give you the idea about the license. Your firewall is connected or not with FortiGuard server. See, we are working with trial license. So this license will expire in 15 days. After 15 days, what you can do all your lab, but it's only valid for 15 days. After 15 days, what you can do, you can right click, power off, and you can right click, delete, and you can add new Fortinet firewall device into your topology. No problem, you can add. So this image we are using for testing. So yes, you can get license information here. Now you can see here's the option online help. Online help. So if you click on online help, so it will automatically redirect on Fortinet document library. We are working with Fortinet 6.4.4. See, we are working with 6.4.4. So you can get administration guide for 6.4.4. In case if in your organization, if you have 7.0 or any lower version, so you can click on FortiGate. You can get all version information. For example, I have 6.0. You can click. I have 7.0. You can click. You can download your admin guide, new feature information. Clear now, my point? Rajneesh, Ruchika, Leena, Mahesh, Bhaskar, Amit, Ahmed.
Yeah, fine, sir. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
So, sir, what does mean FortiGate Guard and FortiGate Cloud and Security Fabric?
See,
This option.
security fabric, it's related with only Fortinet product. Ahmed, for example, if you are working with, if you have only Fortinet devices, so you can go with the security fabric concept. Okay. I'm only giving you the idea, Ahmed. Security fabric concept you can use when you have only Fortinet product. Clear my point?
Yes. What about FortiGuard or FortiGate?
FortiGuard is a server. Okay, I will tell you about this FortiGuard server when we'll discuss this option, this tab, FortiGuard. I will tell you.
Okay. Okay.
No problem. I'm telling you. See, FortiGuard. See, you in case if you want to download latest signature update, so you need to connect your firewall with FortiGuard server. How to create entry? I will tell you. Give me some time. Aman. Okay, I will tell you.
Okay. Oh, okay.
What is the next question? What next question?
FortiGate Cloud.
FortiGate Cloud is a separate option. Like, see, we are working with physical appliance. Okay, you can go with a separate FortiGate Cloud. Separate FortiGate Cloud. It's for VM firewall box. Like Palo Alto, like Checkpoint. You can deploy your firewall box in a physical environment. You can deploy your firewall box in a cloud environment. Ahmed. In
Okay.
cloud environment, you can go with the FortiGate Cloud.
It is related to the deployment.
It's related with virtualization. Ahmed, in case if you are working in a virtualized network, virtualization environment, so you can get same firewall device, but it's a FortiGate Cloud option. It's called FortiGate Cloud.
Actually, how these all are working, interconnected with this fabric and this FortiGate devices.
This is not our task.
I can understand, but simply I'm just asking for my understanding. If you're
No, it's not our task. No, I'm telling you the basic idea. Security fabric you can use if you have a multiple Fortinet product like Fortinet, FortiManager, FortiAnalyzer, FortiSwitch, multiple devices. Right now we are working with single appliance that's called FortiGate firewall box. That's why I'm giving you the basic idea. Security fabric you can use when you have multiple appliances. Clear?
Yes. Thank you.
Okay.
the basic use of that, sir. How actually will
I don't know, Mesh. I don't know. Yeah. Okay. Now you can click on admin. See, here's the option. You can get administrator information. See, administrator information. Now you can see FortiGate VM64. Yes, we are working with FortiGate VM64 KVM and firmware version. We have 6.4.4, build version 1803. Now, in case if you want to restart your firewall device, you can click on system. You can go with reboot option. You can go with the shutdown option, or you can go with the CLI. Through CLI, what you can do, you can type execute reboot command. I'm not trying to restart this firewall box. I'm giving you idea. Okay. So you can, with this command, you can restart your firewall box. With execute shutdown, you can shut down your firewall device. Okay. So this is the option with CLI option with CLI, or you can go with the graphical page where you can click on system. You can go with the reboot option. You can go with the shutdown option. Now let's talk about backup and restore. So backup and restore is a simple option like Palo Alto, like Checkpoint firewall box. It's required few steps for backup and restore. See, you can click on backup option. You can click on backup option. If you click on backup, you can see two options are available: local PC and USB disk. USB disk option is not highlighted. Why? Because we are working with virtual appliance. We don't have physical device. If you have physical device, so this option will be highlighted. So no problem, but you can see local PC. So yes, you can take your backup. You can store your backup on local PC. So yes, I can try. You can click on OK. So right now we have default configuration backup. We have a default configuration. So you can save, you can open this backup file and you can see this configuration, this default configuration backup. It's available in clear text format, right? Everyone, it's available in clear text format. Ahmed, Amit, Bhaskar, Leena, Mahesh,
Yes.
Rachika.
Yes.
Clear text. So this configuration can verify. Okay, anyone can verify. Okay. So in case if I want encrypted backup, so you can just enable this encryption option. You can set a password. Why password is required? So for example, if someone trying to restore this configuration. Okay, so it's a need password or restore this configuration. So you can set, for example, 123. You can click on OK. Now you can open, you can click on OK. Now see, this is what it is. It is in a clear text format, and you can see this configuration backup. It is available in encrypted format. See, encrypted format. Now we need to discuss one more difference in between this clear text backup and this encrypted backup. You can see, guys, into this encrypted backup, this first line is not encrypted, right? This first line is not encrypted. This first line, it is in a clear text format. Why this first line is not encrypted? Because see, this first line will give you the idea about 40 OS version and build version information. See, you can see into this clear text, and clear text, we are working with 6.4, build version is 1803. So you can see into this encrypted backup, yes, you are working with 6.4 and build version is 1803. So this configuration backup, you can only restore on this build version, this firmware version. Clear now, my point, everyone?
Yes.
Everyone. So now this is what this backup is available in local PC. But in case in my organization, if I have one FortiGate firewall box, for example, in my organization, I don't want to store this backup on local PC. I have a dedicated TFTP server. For example, TFTP server, it's called Trivial File Transfer Protocol. So I have a dedicated TFTP server for backup, restore. Okay. So I want to send all these backups file onto this TFTP server. Then what we can do onto this TFTP server. So what you can do, you can first check your connectivity. For example, here we have a firewall box. So I can, from firewall, I can check my connectivity with TFTP. So into this topology, see here we have one FortiGate firewall box and one cloud. This is management PC. So this, my laptop is acting as a TFTP server. Let me show you, because I have a TFTP application. You can download any TFTP application. No problem. You can go on Google. You can type TFTP software. You can download anyone. I'm using 3CD. Why? Because this single application can help you for multiple practicals. Okay. You can use for multiple tasks. For example, this application I can use for TFTP. I can use for FTP practical. I can use for syslog practical. So you can download any application, but this is what I'm using, 3CD application. So now this application is installed on in my machine. So my laptop is acting as a TFTP server. So you can open your TFTP application. What you can do, you can open your TFTP application. You can click on configure. This is just an example, everyone. Maybe in your organization, you have any other TFTP application. This is just an example. Okay. So here is the option, upload and download directories. So you can decide where you want to store your backup file. For example, I want to store on desktop. On desktop, I want to store on PALO ALTO wildfire folder. You can click on OK. You can click on apply. You can click on yes. You can click on OK. Now you can go on your firewall device and you can verify your connectivity first, everyone. Password 123. First, I can verify my connectivity with TFTP server. So you can see I'm using 1.7. Laptop IP address is what? 1.7. So you can verify your connectivity 1.7. If you have a connectivity, then what you can do, you can use a command execute backup. Execute backup. Now you can go for the configuration backup. Configuration backup. Now you can decide. I want to store this backup file on TFTP, this trivial file transfer protocol. So I want to store this backup file on TFTP. Now you can provide your TFTP. You can provide your file name. So this is firewall1.cfg. It's just a name. .cfg. You can use any file name here. I'm using firewall1.cfg, or you can say I'm using my firewall 1.cfg. Now you can type question mark. You can see asking for IP address, TFTP IP address. So into this topology, our TFTP IP address is what? 1.7, right? 1.7. So 1.7. You can press enter. So we are working in a small network, so that's why you see it will not take too much time. So yes, this configuration backup, see, send config file to TFTP server is okay. Now you can go and check on TFTP software. See, this backup file is available. See, Backup file is available. Backup from 190 to 168.1.190. 190 we are using on firewall port number 1, right? Amit, Bhaskar, Mahesh, Rajneesh, Ruchika, Leena, Ahmed,
Yes.
everyone.
And sorry to
Yes,
interrupt.
yes.
This feature is only available in CLI, not,
Yes, Amit.
this
Amit. Amit, any question?
Hello.
Yes, Amit. Yeah.
Yeah, this feature is only available on the CLI, right? For
Yes,
TFTP.
yes, yes. This option, this backup, this TFTP backup option is only available on CLI option. You cannot do this with graphical page. That's why I'm doing through CLI, Amit.
Okay, got it.
Now you can go and check. You can check your Palo Alto wildfire folder, for example, Palo Alto wildfire and my firewall one. This is a backup. Clear now this point, everyone? How to take a backup? You can either you can go with a local PC or you can go with a TFTP server. Clear? Rajneesh, Ruchika, Mahesh, Leena, Bhaskar.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Now let's talk about next option. Now we can focus on Now we can focus on RBAC concept. RBAC. So what is RBAC? It's called role-based access control. RBAC. Role-based access control. So now RBAC is what? We can create multiple firewall administrator. For example, I have a FortiGate firewall box, and to manage this FortiGate firewall box, I can create multiple administrator. For example, I can create admin 1. I can create admin 2. So we have 2 administrator to manage this FortiGate firewall box. No problem, I can create. But I want to define different level of access, you can say, or different privilege. For example, this admin 1, it's a L3 administrator. For example, it's a L3 administrator. So whenever this admin 1 will log into this FortiGate firewall box, he can do anything. He can do any kind of changes. What about this admin 2? So this admin 2, it's my L1 administrator. L1 administrator. So whenever admin 2 will log into this FortiGate firewall box, he can only view the configuration. He cannot change anything, for example. So I want to define the level of access, or you can say I want to define the privilege, what they can do. So for privilege in Fortinet, we can create admin profile. We can create admin profile. For example, I'm creating a profile L3 admin. It's just a name, everyone. It's just a name. You can use any name here. So L3 admin, it's just a name. Now into this L3 admin, I can define the privilege. I can define the permission. For example, full access permission. So this full access permission, I can define in L3 admin profile. And this L3 admin profile, I can attach with admin 1. So whenever this admin 1 will log in into this FortiGate firewall box, he has full access. He can do anything. I can create another profile, for example, L1 admin profile, L1 admin profile, and into this L1 admin profile, I can define a read-only permission. Read-only permission. Now read-only permission. So now this permission, this privilege I can attach with L1 admin profile, and this L1 admin profile I can attach with admin 2. So whenever admin 2 will log in, he can read the configuration. He cannot change anything. So this is called what? RBAC, role-based access control. We can create multiple firewall administrator, and we can define privilege. We can define the level of access. Clear this concept, everyone?
Yes.
We can try to
Yes.
implement this concept in FortiGate. So you can click on system, and you can see in system, you can get 2 tabs, administrators and admin profile. Administrators and admin profile. Now, if you click on administrators, so you can see here we have a default administrator is called admin. And with this default administrator, we have a profile super_admin profile. And here we have a type is called local. It means this administrator is available in local database. Type is what? Local. Now you can create multiple administrator. So before create multiple administrator, you can go on admin profile. If you click on admin profile, you can see here we have two predefined profile. For example, super_admin and professional_admin. We have two predefined profile. Okay, these profiles are available by default, super_admin and professional_admin. So what is the difference in between? So if you select this super_admin, so you can see here is the option, view option. There is a view option. So you cannot edit super_admin profile permission. See, if you click on view, you can view all the permissions. See, for everything, these are the access control. See, for example, network tab, okay, system tab. So for every access control, read, write, full access. Now you cannot edit anything. You can click on return. Now, but if you select professional_admin, so you can see this edit option is available. It means if you want to change any permission, you can change in professional_admin profile. You cannot edit super_admin profile. So if you click on professional_admin, you can click on edit. Now you can see you can edit this profile. For example, read, write, custom read, write. You can decide. So you can add, this is the first difference, everyone. This is the first difference in between super_admin profile and professional_admin profile. You cannot edit super_admin, but in case if you want to edit anything, you can edit in professional_admin profile. Clear? Ahmed, Amit, Mahesh, Leena, Bhaskar, Rajneesh, Ruchika,
Yes, clear.
Yes, yes.
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 everyone. Now, these are what predefined profile. These are predefined profile. In case if I want to create our custom profile, for example, as per our discussion, I want to create L3 admin profile. In case L3 admin profile, L1 admin profile. So yes, you can click on create. You can click on create. And now new admin profile. So you can give a name. For example, L3 admin profile. You can give a name, any name you can configure. For example, I'm using L3 admin profile. Now you can set permission. So none, read, write. So I want to give full access. I want to attach full access permission into this L3 admin profile. You can click on OK. L3 admin. You can see with L3 admin reference number is 0. With professional admin reference number is 0. But with super_admin profile reference number is 2. Why? Because this profile we are using somewhere in configuration. If you click here, if you click on 2, you can get the idea. So this profile we are using in administrator account with administrator account and with single sign-on. So here is the option. You can click on this reference tab and you can get an idea. Right now we are not using this profile anywhere in configuration. That's why reference number is 0. Now you can click on create. You can give a name, for example, L1 admin. Now you can set permission. So with L1 admin file, I want to attach a read-only permission. Only read-only permission. So you can click on OK. So here we have two custom profile, L3 admin and L1 admin. Now you can click on administrators. You can click on administrator and let's create our first administrator. You can click on create. You can click on administrator. And now you can give a name. For example, I'm creating admin 1. Now type, you can see type is what? It's a local user. So I'm going with local user option. It means I'm creating this administrator account in FortiGate Firewall local database. But yes, I will tell you how to integrate your firewall device with any remote authentication server with user and authentication tab. I will tell you. But right now for basic practical, I'm creating this account in local database. But yes, you can match user account on a remote server group. But let's go with the local user option. So password I'm using, password I'm using 123 123. Now you can attach your administrator profile, admin profile, you can see. So I'm trying to attach L3 admin profile with admin 1 account. You can click on OK, no problem. But here is the option restrict login to trusted host. So here you can restrict, for example, only specific subnet can access this FortiGate firewall box with this user account, or only this specific IP address can access this FortiGate firewall box with this user account. So you can define your multiple trusted host, no problem. Right now, anyone can access. So you can click on OK. So here we have an administrator account, admin1, profile, and local. Now you can click on create administrator. Now let's create admin2. 123 password I'm using 123. Now you can attach your profile, L1 admin profile. You can click on OK. So we have 2 administrator, everyone. Okay, so difference is clear in between super_admin and professional_admin.
Yes.
Everyone.
Yes, sir.
Yes, yes.
Yes, sir.
Now we need to discuss one more difference in between super_admin and professional_admin. So if you remember our topic discussion, I told you we'll discuss a top concept is called virtual domain. It's called VDOM concept. In VDOM concept, what you can do, you can divide your single firewall box into multiple virtual firewall box. For example, firewall box 1, firewall box 2, or you can say marketing firewall box, sales firewall box, and HR. So in VDOM concept, you can create you can create multiple VDOMs. You can divide your single firewall box into multiple virtual firewall box. And now to manage these firewall devices, you can go with the single administrator. For example, if you remember, we have a default admin account as admin. And with this admin account, we have a profile, predefined profile is called super_admin. So if any administrator has super_admin profile, so he can do anything. He can go into any firewall box. He can do any kind of changes. Okay, but in case if I want dedicated administrator for each VDOM, for each firewall box, for example, for marketing, I want admin1, for sales, admin2, you can say per VDOM administrator, admin3. So in case if you want dedicated administrator for each VDOM, so what you can do, you can create your account, and with account, you can attach this professional_profile, this professional_admin profile. So now this time, this admin1, he has full access. Admin1, he has full access. He can do anything, but only in marketing firewall box. Admin2, he has full access. He can do anything, but only in sales firewall box. So this is the difference. Clear now? In between super_admin and professional_admin.
Yes, yes.
Everyone?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay, now we have 2 administrator, admin1 and admin2. So let's try to log out and log in again. So you can log out. Okay, everyone, please wait 5 minutes. Can you hear me, everyone?
Yeah.
Please wait 5 minutes. Okay.
Okay.
Everyone, can you hear me? Ahmed, Amit, Bhaskar, Leena, Mahesh, Ruchika.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay, let's start. Let's continue our session now. So now let's try to log in. So we have two administrators, admin 1 and admin 2. So let's try to log in with admin 1 account, password 123. Wait. Admin 1, 123. So if you remember, guys, with admin 1, we have a profile is called L3 admin profile. So this administrator can do anything, right? We have L3 admin profile. In L3 admin profile, we have full access permission. So this administrator can do any kind of changes. For example, see, first you can verify admin 1 and profile information. Now you can go in any tab. For example, network tab, interface. I want to edit port number 2, for example. You can click on edit. You can click on policy and object. You can click on firewall policy. Yes, you can create your policy, no problem. See. So this admin 1 can do any kind of changes, but now if you click on logout and if you log in with admin 2 account, password I'm using 123, you can click on OK. Now you can click on later. You can click on OK. Now you can see this admin 2. This admin 2, if you click on network, if you click on interface, if you select any port, for example, port number 2, see, you can only view this configuration. You cannot change anything, everyone. Clear my point? You cannot change anything. If you click on policy, if you click on firewall policy, you cannot create any policy. You can only view the policy. Clear this difference? Ahmed,
Yes, yes.
Mahesh,
Yes.
Meena, Bhaskar.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So this is called
Yes,
this topic is called RBAC. It's called role based access control. Now, so let's continue our topic tomorrow, everyone. Okay, our next topic is called, again, we are in introduction and initial configuration. Let's continue this topic tomorrow. Okay.
Yeah, hi, Mr.
Mm.
Jitan. Please come into
Yes.
the dashboard
Yes,
once.
Mahesh. Yes, Mahesh.
Please come into the dashboard once.
Sorry.
Please click on dashboard one. Dashboard option.
Dashboard.
Yeah, dashboard.
Okay.
Yeah, या सो मेरा क्वेश्चन बस इतना है, जिस सिक्योरिटी फैब्रिक ऑप्शन है जो हम लोग दूसरे अगर कोई सिक्योरिटी फैब्रिक का जो भी सर्विसेज है
मैं आपको बता देता हूँ, नो प्रॉब्लम. सी, इट्स NSC 4 training. Okay, Mahesh.
Okay.
If you want to know more about Fortinet firewall box, you need to go for the NSC 7. It's called Enterprise Firewall Box. Let me show you. Okay, not in Fortinet. Let me show you. तो आप NSC 7 में जाओगे ना, तो वहां पे आपको और भी इंफॉर्मेशन मिल जाएगी. सी, लाइक आपको 40 OS आर्किटेक्चर डिस्कशन करना है. सी, यहाँ पे पूरा डेडिकेटेड टॉपिक है.
Sir, speak English.
Ahmed, okay, Ahmed. Actually, I'm talking about topics, okay, in NSC 7. NSC 7. So like security fabric question. So wait.
नहीं, मेरा हो सकता है वो डिफरेंट.
Let me complete. See, you can see into this NSC 7, this NSC 7 enterprise firewall box, you can get, wait. See, you can get a detailed information about security fabric. See, here is the option security fabric. Clear, Mahesh? That's why I'm not discussing in NSC.
No. You are certified with NSC 7, right?
Yes.
तो मेरा क्वेश्चन बस सिंपल सा था.
I'm not
What
discussing.
is the...
I'm telling you, I'm not discussing in NSC 4 training. I'm telling you, I'm not discussing.
I think there is a separate certificate.
Yes. And
Yes.
if you go in NSC 7, definitely I will discuss.
No, sir. My question is not in depth. That I'm not asking to describe each and every part. I understand it. Maybe the part it is in part of NSC 7. I completely agree.
Yes.
I have one simple question. What kind of services this is? Just like it, if you are going to explain it to me, but overview, I just wanted to know.
Once you will go in NSC 7 training, promise, God promise, I will tell you.
Definitely, that will be your responsibility. I understood in NSC 7.
Yes.
If you are not ready, no problem. You completely deny.
Yes. After NSC 4 mass, you can go for NSC 7. And see, in NSC 7, you can go for deep knowledge. See, these topics are available in NSC 7. For example, auto discovery, VPN, It's a part of NSC7. NSC4, you can discuss only site to site and remote access VPN configuration. IPsec, you can discuss in deep. Border gateway.
IPsec is not in NSC4?
It's NSC7 official curriculum. See, NSC7. In
No, no.
NSC4, you can discuss. VPN option.
In NSC4, is there VPN? VPN like IPsec VPN is not in depth.
Yes, it's a dev. See, here is the topic.
Okay.
Two module.
Any
Okay,
other?
no problem. Thank you, Mr. Sujiten.
Yes. Okay, everyone. Guys, let's continue our topic tomorrow. Okay, everyone.
Timing
Okay.
is any
Timing
fixed
is same. Please connect tomorrow at 6 p.m. Bye. Take care, everyone.
Okay, bye.
Sharing this video.
Bye.
See, I have batch. Okay, I will share this video at 11 p.m.
Okay, inshallah.
Bye.
Waiting you, inshallah.
Yes.
Assalamu alaikum.